Cask. We are doing our bottle share tonight, and we're doing Jeptha Creed. We're going to do their red, white, and blue bourbon, their 100 proof bottle and bonded, and also their 4 grain. But we have our normal guests. Let's just go say hi real quick. Eddie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy, what is it, Wednesday?
Yeah, what cigar are you smoking tonight by chance?
You know, I am smoking. There is no ban on this one. This is kind of what the cigar makers are smoking in the factory. So I got a little bundle of these. Nothing fancy, but just a good smoke.
Nice. I was like, you're making cigars now, Eddie? This is great.
That's the other shed he has with the people in the back that are just.
That's right. He's got little Nicaraguans in the back. Rolling. I love it.
Roll me another cigar.
That's right. America.
Be careful.
Bo Hammond, how are you today, buddy?
I am phenomenal. It's a beautiful day. We're not working anymore. Let's rock and roll. It's awesome.
Awesome. And then we have again a Golf Cask member. He jumped on our last podcast with Catoctin, and he's making a return appearance. John Zeitz, how are you today, buddy?
Doing well. Thanks for having me back again. Eddie,
No
be
problem.
careful with those Nicaraguans in there. I mean, you might get the National Guard called on you.
That's right. But just do it quietly. They have papers. John. They just use it to roll. All right. To start off our show, I forgot, Bo. What cigar are you smoking tonight?
This is the Rocky Patel Special Edition. I don't know the rest of the name on it. I've got to go upstairs to get the other. But I went to my cigar shop. And I was looking around, picking a bunch of different brands for one of our outings, Brian. And I picked this one just on my own and smoked it with you. I loved it. Just the density's great. It's a perfect smoke length for me. I love the flavor. And I went back, and the guy said, yeah, this is the last 7 that I have in the box. They don't make them anymore. It's an orange banded end. I'll get the details for you. And so I grabbed them all. It's not bad. It's a $10 cigar. He said they made this many of them. They're not making them anymore. He can't get them anymore. So I just grabbed what he had left because I really enjoyed them.
I love it. Dedication. I love that. All right. So we're gonna do a test for John Zeitz because John said he's a huge fan of the podcast. That's why he wants to come on it. And he said, hey, challenge me tonight. So what we're going to do is...
He's also a huge fan of Dallas Cowboys, though. So how much can you really take him seriously?
Well, Dak would get this right, but we'll find out. So we're going to give John, to start off the episode, the Jeptha Creed 6-year wheated. We did a show on that a couple weeks back. So we gave our opinion, but we want to see what John comes up with. So, John, the floor is yours. The Jeptha Creed 6-year wheated bourbon. Give us a nose. What do you got?
Well, definitely smell the wheat for sure. I can't wait for this setup. Everyone's laughing already.
Anything else in the nose? Anything that jumps out at you?
It's
let me help you. Does it smell like a warm croissant?
I don't know about that.
Or like a wet blanket that's been stuck in the shed for 6 weeks.
It's certainly it's I get a sour taste out of it, like just right off the bat. I mean, not really my cup of tea. Obviously not maybe the 3 of yours either. So you wanted me to it's kind of like, that when the Crying Game movie came out. Oh yeah, man, you got to go see it. It's great. That movie is fantastic.
Actually, did you taste it already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so it's funny that the nose. We kind of all thought the nose sucked, but the taste wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It gets better as you go. From nose on, it gets better.
The finish is a little bit better than the taste.
Yeah.
I'm typically I'm not a wheat guy when it comes to any, even like in beer or whiskey either. So it's kind of the nose and the taste for me are not really doing it for me.
That's fair. You're completely wrong.
That means you just have to shoot it. That means you just have to shoot it, get done with it, so we can move on to the next. And by the time we get done with this, and you'll be on your fourth, you'll just be drunk, and we won't pay attention to you.
That's right. Well, we went out to dinner tonight already, so I've already had a couple cocktails. So this is going to be fun.
And I already had date night, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I already partook in
Where are you, by the way?
I am in Helen, Georgia.
Helen, Georgia. I love the little lights behind you. Did you bring those with you?
No. This place lit up like a fortress, man. It's unbelievable at night. I guess they're worried about the bears, so this entire yard just goes like.
How close is your? Are you pretty secluded? I mean, where's the closest cabin? Is there another one like?
No, there's probably a cabin maybe half acre away. You can't see it.
Did you not see the still that he uncovered when he took his hike? I mean, for God's sakes, he almost got shot getting out of there.
Wasn't that classic? We were on a hike, and there's an old still set up across the river, and I was like, oh, I got to take a picture of that. Very, very classy. So we're in the mountains of northwest Georgia. So we're like just south of we're about probably at 45, 50 minutes from Chattanooga, about a little over an hour from Atlanta. North Carolina border is not very far as well. So it's out in the sticks, but there's this town called Helen it was a lumber town. The lumber yards picked up and went to Mexico. So they're like, there's no reason people are going to stop here and everyone to come here. So they had the bright idea of saying, hey, let's turn it into a German alpine village. So they reworked the entire downtown, and it is literally a German village. There's beer houses everywhere. It looks like a small German town. Just funny as hell. And it's now
any distilleries or all breweries?
It's all breweries. But it's the third most visited city in all of Georgia, and we had no clue.
Oh my goodness.
But there's tons of hiking. The kids are going tubing tomorrow. There's
is it busy? I mean, is there a lot of people around?
This is considered their off season because Oktoberfest is their season. So they're actually kind of more fall tourism. So we're kind of in the off months. But yes, there are surprisingly a large number of people here.
I shared with Brian that if he showed the picture of the still, the kind of setup still that he came across on the hike. And this is no kidding. In West Virginia, when the foresters that we had at the mill that I worked for would go into the woods, they were told there were two things you looked for. If you found a pot field or you found a still, you just stopped where you were, turned around, and went back the way you came. It's just a risk factor. And that was no kidding. It legitimately existed. And they were like, just don't push that. You just turn around, go back the way you came, and just let us know, and we'll figure that part out. But it was a legit thing.
Yeah, no, they'll shoot you.
Absolutely.
But no, it's been nice down here. But we did play the weirdest golf course. It was really funny because I talked to the pro coming down, and I said, "Hey, here's the magazine. Here's what we're doing. I certify." Like the conversation went really good until I said, "We certify," and I'm going to come down, play the course, tell them, and he like ghosted me. Like we didn't talk anymore, and I was like, "Well, whatever." So I came down and played, and now I know why he ghosted me.
Wow.
It was the most bizarre fucking golf course on earth. So
that can be good though too. It doesn't have to be internet. I mean, it can be quirky.
No, I told Gavin at the end. I said because it was a resort course supposedly. I said there's a new classification now. There's a resort muni. So we played a resort muni, and I told Gavin though. I said a resort course is typically boring. It's vanilla, usually in really good shape. But you forget about it after you play it, a couple months down the road. You're like, I can't even remember it. I said, if it was a great golf course, we would have never forgotten it. Well, that didn't happen. I said, if it was just a good resort course, we wouldn't have we'd have forgotten about it. But this golf course was so weird. We walked off one fairway at 12 yards wide.
Oh my.
We had 6 tee shots where the window to hit your tee ball was the width of the tee box.
But they didn't
do tree work. So there was trees coming down into the actual teeing area.
It's made for you, Eddie. It's your type of course, man.
Eddie, you would have hated it, Eddie. You would have just been like, Are you effing kidding me? But yeah, it was funny. So yeah, we came up with the new Resort Muni. I've never seen that referred anywhere. So Golf Cask has branded that now, and I'm going to trademark it and everything. So
T-shirts.
That's right. So, boys, let's Resort Muni. Let's go with the red, white, and blue bourbon. And actually, Bo and I cheated, and we had this on the golf course a week or so ago. So we did cheat on this one.
Yep.
So we
How'd
have
you hit
had
them, Bo?
I will let me call up their website. I'll give you the mash bill and that, but I will not read you the tasting notes. So this is 25% Bloody Butcher's corn, 25% heirloom corn, white, and then 25% Bruce blue corn. Hence, you got the red, white, and blue, 3 different color corns, 20% malted rye, and 5% malted barley. And
that's so interesting. I don't get any of the funk, any of the must.
No, the funk is gone. I was concerned about that. It would go through the line, but it did not.
Yeah.
What'd you guys get from the nose?
I almost get a hint of wine, like a wine smell.
I would say there's definitely some sweetness to it.
I don't get any of the traditional vanilla caramel.
I don't either. I definitely get more of that kind of a citrus and cherry, kind of the darker fruit, more than I get the traditional bourbon.
I think the wine thing's good. I like the darker fruit thing. I agree with you there.
Yeah, it's almost like a red wine nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Oaky because of that.
You got some loud birds in the background.
I do.
Yeah, sorry. All right, but maybe I don't know. I got birds chirping around.
Which one is it? It could be either one.
It could be either.
It's a cacophony.
There's a whippoorwill was howling last night. That's a weird sounding bird. I held up my phone and said, "Siri, what bird is this?" It nailed it. What do you guys get on the taste on this one?
I get like almost a refresh. To me, it's like a refreshing. It's not a. I don't get the dark. I don't get the notes from the nose of a dark fruit. I get a lighter fruitiness to it. To me, I don't get a ton of sweetness out of it. To be honest, you all might. Do you?
I get sweetness on the front.
Yeah,
I get a very, very long finish. What is the proof on this?
This is let me see here. It is 100 proof.
100 proof, okay. Yeah, that's giving me a hug.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think the finish is good. I get more on the finish. I get more of the traditional bourbon than I do on the nose and the taste. So I'm getting kind of sweet, to me, I get much more bourbon tones on the finish than I do anywhere on the, like I said, I don't think on the palate, I don't get any traditional bourbon flavor.
No.
But it's very smooth, very drinkable.
It's very smooth. It's almost soft. I want to call it soft. It's like I don't get any harshness from it. Yeah. There's a little bit of warmth on the finish, but there's nothing harsh to it. It's very soft. It's very smooth. It's actually very bland. I don't mind it. It's not to say it's bad to me, but it's just, I don't pick up a ton of it's just, there's nothing distinct to me on that flavor.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's interesting that they use malted rye and malted barley. So the one thing I've learned is they malted their wheat, they malted their rye, so they like the malting process, which I think is kind of interesting.
So I had a guy that used to make, I told you this story before, but he used to make his own with an 80-gallon still on his front porch in West Virginia. He was my boiler operator at a plant that I ran. And he used to make a Bloody Butcher corn homemade whiskey out of his still. The Bloody Butcher corn, I think, is a unique flavor. Typically, I don't necessarily get the same flavors I used to get from that, though. It wasn't necessarily tremendously sweeter per se, but it just had a unique character to it. But maybe it's only 25%, you said, so I don't know. But that's interesting.
All right,
flavor.
So on the nose, let's rank it, boys. 1 to 5.
I'm going to go with a 3.
I'm giving it a 3.
I think it's pretty average.
100%.
I like the fact that it's a bourbon, but it doesn't give me those bourbon tones. How about the taste? 1 to 5.
I'm a 2, and it's not that I don't like it. It's a very drinkable pour, but I just don't find anything necessarily distinct. So I'm a 2 on the taste.
I'll agree. I would say kind of like your golf course analogy, like, you drink it, but it's a resort. This is a resort bourbon. You're not going to really remember it like after the fact.
A resort muni.
I'm going to give it a 3. I think it's you get the sweetness on the front. I mean, I am pleasantly surprised because I expected similar notes to the 6-year-old, and I'm not getting any of that.
I agree. I think it's very boring, but it's good. I
like the finish. I do like the finish.
I think so. On the taste, I'm gonna go 3. So we'll average that out to a 2.5.
I think the danger with some of this, and it's not a danger. It's just, as you taste more of these, you're like, I'm picked a 2. You guys picked a 3. It's a very average bourbon. We've all said kind of bland. Eddie had some more sweetness than we did, but it doesn't mean it's not. I'd buy this bottle, to be honest with you, and I would enjoy drinking it, to be perfectly honest. But I just don't. There's nothing distinct that stands out to me that says, "Oh, this above all other." It's just it's a good bourbon. It's a good bourbon.
It'd be a good table bourbon. I don't think it would offend anybody. All right, we're gonna go finish. Finish 1 to 5. Bo?
I'm going to go back up to a 3. I actually thought with the flatness of the flavor, to me, the finish was a little better. I enjoyed it. It does linger. I agree with you two on the fact that it hangs out there a little bit. I like the warmth of the hug, so I'm going to go back to a 3 on the finish. So I'm a 3-2-3.
John?
I think I'm going to mirror Bo. I'm going to go with 3 on the finish. I like it. I like how it sticks around for a little while. Nice, good slow burn for the finish.
Slow burn. Wasn't that a movie?
How about you, Eddie?
I'm going to say 3.5. I
love the contrarian.
It really lingers, which I appreciate. There is definitely a spice to it at the end, a hotness. Now, it is 100 proof. But compared to the nose, which was somewhat nondescript, and the beginning, which was sweet, it surprises me at the end that it has so much oomph to it.
I agree. I think the texture is really nice as well. It's a nice. It definitely has that kind of a creamier tone. You don't get that dry mouth kind of alcohol. So I think overall, I'm in that 3 to 3.5 category again. So I'll roll 3.5 overall. So overall, we got to go 1 to 5. So we went nose 3, taste 2.5, finish 3-ish. What do you guys give it overall?
It's a 2.5 for me.
Yeah, it's just slightly above a 2.5 for me. It's in there. It's just below a 3 or right at a 3 for me.
That's a good par. It's solid.
2.75 for Bo. Like that's a fraction. That's fractions.
And I kind of play off it. I kind of play off of Eddie as well. I think my anticipation after drinking the 6 year coming into this, I was like, oh, dude, like, are we gonna have that wet blanket, musty?
We're gonna have 3 of these.
Yeah, that's really what I was concerned about, and I don't think we do. But
no,
I actually sampled one other one. I haven't done the 4-grain one yet, but I sampled the bottle and bonded as well. But no, I go overall. I would say this is a good, solid bourbon, and you're looking at the $40 price range. So I think for 100 proof, a little bit of flavor, I don't think it's bad value. I think it's a pretty good bourbon.
What were their tasting notes? You got it up?
Oh yeah,
Get the-
tasting notes. All right, hold on. Nose mosaic, dark cherry, orange peel, and vanilla. Maybe dark fruit. Okay.
I got the dark
Palate,
fruit. Yeah.
smooth, crisp apple, rounded out with cinnamon and vanilla. I didn't get a lot of that, but cool. And then the finish is full and long, apricot, stone fruits, and a little bit of caramel.
We got good and long.
I agree with the long, and I got some spice. But I thought, again, overall, I think it's not bad. Not bad at all.
Agreed. Enjoyed the drink.
All right, well, let's go over try their bottle and bonded. And I believe their mash recipe is a little bit different than their red, white, and blue bourbon. And again, it was red, white, and blue because of the corns.
Not because of America.
Well, no, it's America. They're
America.
America.
I love my country.
America.
America.
That's right.
Very patriotic.
That's
bourbon.
right. I've called ICE, Eddie, and they're coming to your house.
Let me get my guns.
That's right. Halfway through, he's gonna hear.
Yeah.
You better run, Eddie. All right, let's see. Bottle and bonded. All right, let me open this up and I'll give you the mash bill and all of that. I will not give you tasting notes. This is, of course, bottle and bonded. And if you know what bottle and bonded means, number one, it has to be 100 proof. It has to be made within a calendar year cycle of making whiskey. So you literally has to be within a calendar year where it's made, and it must be stored in a federal storage unit to guarantee that nothing's been tampered with it, and it has to be there at least 4 years. So mash notes: 75% bloody butcher corn, 20% malted rye, and 5% malted barley. So, oh, you hear my whippoorwill?
I hear the whippoorwill is getting crazy over there.
Yeah, man. We had like 4 or 5 of them going on last night. All right, what do you guys got nose on this one?
Oh. You know, it's interesting because when I first nosed it, I was like, this is the red, white, and blue. The nose is the same. And then you nose it again, and you get a lot more flavors. You get the caramel. Oh, you get the vanilla. This is, I don't know if it's opening up, but the nose.
I get a lot of vanilla. I agree 100% on vanilla. I don't get a hard caramel. I get a creaminess to it. I think it's a buttery-ish, creamy type of a smell to me. It's not like a sugary sweet smell to me. It's more of a creamy smell, but I definitely get vanilla out of it. I do anyway. I agree with you there.
What about you,
like,
John?
Almost like a toffee for me
toffee.
And I don't know if this is a nose thing, but I mean, for me, the nose is a tickler. I'm getting a little
tickling you.
What's the proof on this one?
John's got the biggest nose in the group, so we get it. No, I think you're getting much more bourbon notes out of this one than you did the red, white, and blue.
You said it was 75%.
But the cool thing is this bill is pretty close to the 6-year wheated, except for it doesn't have the wheat in it, and it doesn't bring the musky. So I'm thinking that musty component must be the malted wheat, because this has the same corn. So I don't think the corn was the villain. I think in the 6th year, I think it might be that malted wheat that gave you that kind of funkiness. So have you guys?
How strong is this one?
This is 100 proof.
How strong is it?
It has to be at least 4. It didn't have a statement on the bottle, but since it is bottle and bonded, it has to be a minimum of 4 years. Let me see if I can zoom in on the label, see if it has an age statement.
I get a lot more spice out of this one.
Yeah, it's a straight bourbon, so and there's no age statement. It has to be a minimum of 4 years, and same with bottle and bonded. So,
but you don't get the heat at the end. You get some,
Yeah.
but I would drink this every day. This to me is delicious. I would buy this in a heartbeat.
It's a good smooth finish. Like I agree with you, Eddie. I mean, it's got good heat to it, but a pretty smooth finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you get spice out of it, Eddie? You see more spice in the taste?
I do get spice. It's almost like there's a rye spice in it, but there's no rye in it.
There is 20% malted rye.
So okay, all right.
They do have rye. So it's a pretty high 20%. You're getting pretty high in the secondary grain there.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think I get a lot of those typical bourbon flavors: caramel, vanilla, a little bit of baking spice.
I get a lot of oak out of it. I
definitely pull oak out of it as well. I was getting ready to say I actually get a little bit of oak from it. Ollie sees a deer.
That's the bear that Ollie's going to go kill.
No, there's a deer walking through the driveway right now. Ollie's like, oh, this is killing me. Tough, kiddo. I'm not walking you. But I think overall it's pretty good. What about the finish? Anything you pull out there? I'm going to tell you, through all of them, I get that creaminess, like that texture.
Definitely creamy.
Like every one, even the wheated, it all has that, whatever cognac or whatever piece that is. I mean, you're getting that nice silky flavor through all their lines. So,
I don't think the finish is long
with that.
I don't think the finish is as long on this one as the other one. I think it dies away quicker for me.
I think you're right, Bo. I do think there's more to the finish besides just heat. I get the baking spice. I do get the warm hug, but it does not linger as long as the first one. Yeah.
What do you think, John?
I'm with those two. My assessment's kind of almost the same, but it is like this. The silkiness of the finish and everything is it's a really very drinkable bourbon.
I actually like this. I kind of agree with Eddie. This would be a daily pour for me. This is one I would just go to time and time again. The red, white, and blue I liked. And even when we had it on the golf course, so it was an experience for playing golf. Ollie.
Let that dog go eat the deer.
He's about to go inside. I think overall, though, I would say compared to the red, white, and blue, I really enjoy this one. I like the finish of the other one better, but I think can you get him? He's barking at a deer or something. I don't know where he is. Ollie, come on.
These are the pieces that a professional edits out of the podcast. However, we're not, and so therefore you just have to listen to this shit.
I'm too lazy. I'm not editing anything. All right, so let's go through our let's go through our scoring here. John, what would you say? Nose 1 to 5.
I'll give it a solid 3 on the nose.
All right, Bo.
I'm the same. I'll stick with a 3. I thought, I'm gonna give it a 3. Same one. Yeah.
All right, Eddie.
I'm gonna go with a 4. I really enjoy the nose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna split the gap. I'm gonna go 3.5. But I think it is definitely better than.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was leaning towards going higher, and then I just, for whatever reason, decided not. I actually think I like the nose on this one better than the other one, but I'll stick with my 3 anyway. But
that's fine.
Yeah,
you're wrong again, though, but it's fine.
I know. Eddie influence. And I was like, I should have gone up. I should have gone.
So we'll go 3.5. What about taste?
For me, this is a 4. I think it's a better taste than the other one. I think it's more complex. There's more flavors to it. I enjoyed it a little better. It was a little more fulfilling. There was more to experience in it, all that. So I go with the 4 on the taste for me.
Nice. How about you, Johnny?
4 on the taste for me as well. Very nice silky smoothness. Goes down right down the hatch, no problem.
Down the hatch.
Eddie, what do you think?
I would say 4 as well. Yep.
Look at that. That's a consensus, baby. You're going to be a contrarian?
I am. I'm going to keep it at 3.5. I like it. I think it's really good. It could have been a little better. always, but it's still better than the first one. But compared to all the other whiskeys I've had, it's good. It's definitely better than a par, but I don't know if it's a birdie. But hey, everyone else went 4. We'll go 4. I'm willing to concede on that one. Now let's go with finish. John, what do you think the finish is?
I'm a 4 on the finish too, man. It's a nice. It finishes up really well. I like this is a really nice pour. I like this one.
Nice, Bo.
I'm less on the finish. I didn't enjoy the finish on this one as much as I did the last one, so I'm going to fall back to like a 2.5 on the finish. So I really enjoyed the taste. Similar nose, slightly better taste for sure. Did not like the finish as well. Just didn't hang on as much.
Nice.
3.5.
Drop.
Yeah.
What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah. 3.5. I think Bo is right. It's a good finish. It did not linger as long.
I think to counterbalance Bo's 2.5, I'm gonna have to go 4, just so we can bring that value up. I would have gone 3.5, but I think Bo just didn't do it justice. So I gave
3. I gave a 3 to the first one. I like the first one better than this one on finish. I can't go 3.5 on this one for finish. I got to balance it with what I had on my last one.
That's fair. That's fair. But I think overall. So let's go overall score. Johnny, you were kind of forced across the board. So you really think this is a birdie whiskey?
Yeah, this one would certainly be in a daily pour, regular rotation for me. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. All right, Eddie, what did you come up with? About 4 as well.
2 4s and 1 3.5. So
that's good. That's good.
Close to 4.
That's nice. Bo.
I think that puts me up at a 3.5, which, listen, take the 3 to slightly better, the 4 and the 2.5. That puts me at about a 3 point something, which is slightly above the last one.
All right.
That's where I think this one is, slightly above the last one. 3 point something.
3 point something.
I like that.
Very good. I would say I'm probably still at 3.5. I think it's the last one that we gave 3, and I gave 3.5 to as well. But it is a better 3.5. So, I mean, I hit my approach shot much closer.
Come on, man.
Whether I made the putt or not, my approach shot was
better
much
3.5.
closer.
Better a 3.5 with a star beside it? What is that? Come on.
A 3.5 with a smiley face, like the elementary teacher put on
the dreaded asterisk, like for Major League Baseball.
3.5 plus.
No, it's like when you did that elementary project and you did it really good, and she put the smiley face, and you're like, wow, smiley face. Yeah, it's a 3.5 with a smiley face. I think it's really good. But if we did the group overall, this is definitely kind of pushed us closer to 4.
I'm telling you right now that the Jeptha Creed people, if they happen to be watching or ever do, will be like, what the hell is a smiley face?
Well, they're just really bad students. If you're in elementary school and didn't get a smiley face, you were just a crappy student. And that just really concerns me. And I don't know if that's the kind of person I want watching this podcast. You never got a that right there. Just, I mean, next you're going to tell me like, we're going to allow cowboy fans on this show.
Only every now and then when they don't have tennis.
There's no smiley face with the Cowboys.
I'm switching off a Wednesday night, man. I'm moving my tennis thing to Thursday. From here on out.
Nice.
Listen, man, there's a limit to how many times we can have you on here.
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. But overall, I would say the bottom bonded, it doesn't have the heat as the first one. I don't think it's as much ethanol, but it's the same. But again, you got the same alcohol content proof. But again, I think the flavors and overall, I really enjoyed the bottom bonded. Most definitely. Eddie, I'll bring this over to your lounge one night and we'll share it with a bunch of people.
Would love it. Isn't it interesting how it's the same proof, but the finish is so different?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It's fascinating. Like, wow.
And I think it was really cool. Eddie couldn't make it last week, but we had the Catoctin Creek distiller on, Becky, and she talked about, she really, when she does her distilling, she does it at a much longer period because she's trying to bring some of those congeners on the back end, the tails, and that's what gives you that creaminess to the taste. instead of that more of the ethanol front. Like you get some of that creamy congeners in there. And I think their distiller must be doing something similar because we're getting a lot of that creamy mouthfeel compared to the more ethanol dryness and whatnot. So tip of the cap, I really enjoyed. I would say of all the Jeptha Creeds, I'd say that Bottle and Bonded is disproportionately my favorite.
Think about where Jeptha Creed came from for us, not for them at all. I'm not talking about them, but think about it. So you started as this unique, people love it or hate it. You bought it, you tasted it, it smelled like musky old socks. And now we're sitting here tasting all three of them. And we've come around to go, this is a pretty damn good set of, this is a pretty good set of whiskey.
This is a pretty damn good whiskey. So
I will tell you that last week, and I had several people over here, and they said, give us something. And I said, hold on. And I gave him the 6-year-old, and he was split. He was split. Some people loved it, and some people like, ooh, whoa, this is different. Yeah.
It's a love-hate.
Eddie, did anybody have the balls to say, I just don't, this is not good. I don't like it?
There were some reactions like that, but they tried. Came around, but he was still, okay, this is different. This is different. You know, and that's different. What we asked for. So,
amen.
You know, Brian, your ABC man has got it down.
Nah, he nailed it with that one. It was really funny because I was literally standing at the shelves just looking, and he was putting up some new bottles up, and I'm just like, all right. I was like, give me something good, something different. And he goes, well, this one I've heard nothing but you either hate it or love it. I was like, well, I'm in. And here's the cool part is I wrote the company. So all you whiskey people, if you really enjoy a whiskey, you should write the company and tell them you enjoy their craftsmanship because they actually sent us 3 free bottles of Jeptha. What we're tasting tonight was a gift from Jeptha Creed. And they were like, hey, try these. See if you like these in comparison. So as a friendly reminder, businesses love to hear that they're doing a good job. So reach out.
And people. Now they're saying, oh, crap. We just started a trend where now everybody that drinks our whiskey is going to write us and we're going to have to send out all these free bottles.
Well, they don't have to send them. However.
But Brian, was it handwritten or typed?
It was typed. Nobody does handwritten stuff anymore. And so I went on there. I went onto their website and just said, hey, I really enjoyed this. You know, thank you for what you did. Because again, I said it was a crescendo tasting. The nose was not my cup of tea. The taste I thought was good. And I said the finish I thought was spectacular. So it was funny how the tasting went from, and the nose was just, no, don't like it to, man, that was one of the better finished whiskeys I've had, like the finish of a whiskey I've had in a very long time. So I thought it was kind of it was definitely a different tasting.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to
a memorable tasting.
Yeah, we're going to go to their 4 grain. Let me read what's in this. So anytime you see 4 grain, that just tells you that they actually use all 4 grains in the whiskey. So your main 4 grains are corn, wheat, rye, and they use barley. And I will give you those numbers as this thing loads up. So 4 grain. So this has 70% butcher corn, 15% malted rye, 10% malted wheat, 5% malted barley. So that is the mash bill and the proof. Oh crap, let me zoom in here. The proof is 98. I like Jeptha. They don't play around. They give you basically everything coming in right around 100.
Eddie's reaching back into his shelf, for goodness sakes.
I am. Because I had a 4 grain silverback from Virginia, and I just want to nose it to see if I get something similar.
Is that next to that bottle that Lorcan opened, that you didn't like, that you were saving for a special occasion a couple months ago?
No, that's further up. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, man, just go ahead. Open up any bottle you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I get a lot of sweet off this nose, man. Like right out of the gate, I get sweet.
Oh, I same here. Totally.
Is it an equal distribution? Did you say it was an equal distribution of the 4 grains or?
No. Corn was 70%. So it's disproportionately corn, 70% butcher corn, 15 rye, malted, 10% malted wheat, and 5% malted barley.
Corn's where your sweetness is coming from right there.
I get like candy sugar sweet on the nose, like big time sweet. That's just all I get.
Do you get any of that musty smell?
I don't. Do you?
No.
I just bought the Willet Pot Still bourbon. They had it down here in Georgia. And I got that same musty cardboard. Oh, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. I get all sugar, man.
I definitely get sweet. So
it's a sugar bomb.
Yep. Cheers, boys.
Huh. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. There's the sweetness holds for me on the taste for sure, but I get like a nutty sweetness to it. I get there's some nuttiness to it, which I don't know if it softens it or what it does, but there's like I like that. I like the taste.
I get like a cereal, like a cornflakes.
I think you're definitely pulling some of that wheat and barley. I think you're getting some of that grain, so you're getting kind of that pastry note. I would agree. I get a little nuttiness to it as well.
Yeah.
I get sweet, pastry.
Sweet is overpowering.
Nutty bitter.
Sweet is overpowering to me both on the nose and the taste. And not overpowering, not distastefully so, but it is sweet. It is a sweet nose and taste.
I get almost an almond-like nuttiness like out of the whole thing.
This is like an almond croissant.
I like it.
Yeah,
that's a good characterization.
And if it had some bitterness to it, we could make it a chocolate almond croissant, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wow. I've had a bunch of different 4 grains, and I can't say that I've had one that I was like, man, that 4 grain is awesome. But this is not bad.
I like it. There's a spiciness in there too. I mean, I get something that's it's not a baking spice, it's not a cinnamon to me, but there's a little bit of spice in the back of the throat as you go towards the finish.
I just noticed my dog unplugged my phone or my laptop, and it was like, "Oh, you got 8 seconds, 7 seconds." I was like, "Oh, we're good."
You know, as much as I love the sweetness up front, the sweetness on the nose, the sweetness in the taste, nuttiness, a little bit of spice, but man, it disappears quick for me.
Not much finish.
No, it's gone. It's gone in a heartbeat.
I kind of get it. I kind of get a finish.
I'm getting a finish too.
But you're searching for it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't get much finish at all. I mean it's there, but there's not like it's not even a warm hug. If anything, it's like a bro hug.
Bro hug.
It's a quick one.
It's a quick one.
It's like, hey, that's enough.
And it's got to be a side hug too, though. I mean, like you're not full on. You're going to side hug.
Right shoulder. Yeah, no. I don't. Again, you get that velvet texture. Again, we don't get the dry mouth, that craziness to it. But I really enjoy. Like, I like good Irishes, so I like a good malt. And again, I think I'm starting to pull some of that malty weediness from it. I actually kind of, compared to the earlier 2, I like kind of the Perry and the flavor change of the 4 grain. I really like this one, to be honest. It's pretty tasty. All right, let's go on nose, gentlemen. Eddie, what do you got nose wise? Rank it 1 to 5.
I'm 4. I'm 4. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4 as well. I like the nose. Like I said, I'm pulling out a lot of different flavor profiles from the nose. I really enjoyed that, so I'm gonna go 4 as well. John,
I like it as well. I'm gonna say 3.5 though on the nose. Like it's giving me a little bit more than the other two. The other two were outside of that 6 year that you decided to have me start off early on.
I really like that 6 year. I think it's funny. I was curious to see what you would come up with.
But
how about you, Bo?
I'm a 3 on the nose. I like it. It's there, but it's all sweet to me. It's all one note to me on the nose. So I'm gonna go with a 3.
3? That's fair.
Yep.
All right. What about taste, Eddie?
I would say 4 again. I get a lot of sweetness, but I also got some citrus, like
Wow.
orange. It was faint, and it then kind of went away. But there's a lot of sweetness, but there's also a little citrus in it.
No, I actually pull. I would say I actually pull some of that kind of that. How can I say it? Not Scotch. It's not floral, but I'm pulling. Like I said, I think I'm pulling a lot of that kind of malty weediness, and I like the nuttiness to it, which again I think of when I think of nuttiness, I think of malted, some sort of malted whiskey. So I really enjoyed that part. So I would go 4 as well. I would go nose 4. I would go taste 4 as well. John?
Taste is a 4 for me.
4?
Solid taste.
Which is cool. So we're giving it a lot of the same numbers as the bottle and bonded, but a completely different flavor profile. Bo, what do you think?
I'm a 3.5.
Contrarian, I like it.
Yep. I enjoyed it.
Coming up.
It's good, but to me, again, it's the same thing with the nose for me. It's dominated by the sweetness.
He didn't hit it 2.5, so that was nice.
It's dominated by the sweetness coming through.
Nice. Yep. Let's go finish. Eddie, what do you got it for finish?
I would say 3.5. He does not stick around. But yeah, I mean, this is another one I would definitely buy. Yeah. So the bottle and bond and 4 grain to me, 2 that I will pick up any day.
I think, like I said, I think bottle and bonded and the 4 grain, I'm going to give them basically the same scores. 4-ish, 3.75 overall. I'd say finish. I actually don't mind the finish on this one either. I still think the red, white, and blue gave us the longest finish.
Yeah,
but I think
agree.
Complexity and just I pulled out quick notes off this finish. I really enjoyed. So I'm going to go 4 across the board. So I'm going to give it a 4 on the finish. What about you, Johnny?
I'm going to mirror Eddie and go 3.5. I mean, I like the finish. I just would like it to be longer, to stick around a little bit longer.
Like your women?
Like my women.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny. I had to say it. Bo, what do you come up with?
I'm going to go with a 3 on the finish. I thought it was a pretty short finish on this one. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad at all, but I just don't think it was anything spectacular. It was a short finish.
So the contrarian reward tonight goes to Bo Hammond. Definitely. Eddie, overall, what would you give it? 1 to 5?
I'm close to 4 overall. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4 as well. I went 4 with the bottle and bonded. I'm going to go 4 here, but again, a complete flip of flavors. This is what I love about whiskey. This is why whiskey's so much fun is, I mean, you can just barely change the mass bill, change some little components and get a completely different whiskey. So I'm going to go 4 overall as well. How about you, John?
I'm going to go 3.5.
Nice. And I know, Bo, you're going to say 2. It's fine.
No. I think if you add my scores up, it puts me right in the 3 range, man. It's a good whiskey.
So I would say
again, it's not an exceptional whiskey.
I'll have to go back here and do the math, but I imagine this is going to be somewhere in that 3.5 to 4 category as well. So Here's the cool part. Jeptha Creed, I had never heard of. They're a younger distillery inside of Kentucky. They've been around. I have to go look at how long. I know I actually taught golf to a guy that lives right inside of Kentucky and said, oh, that one's new. It's only been there for a few years. And he's like, it's like 7 minutes from my house. So I think, again, overall, they're a younger distillery. Let me see if I can get a year on that. And I think what they do is they actually grow their own corn. They actually grow their grain, so it's all kind of in-house overall. And let's see, do they actually give?
If it's Bloody Butcher, man, they're growing their own. They do a lot of that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. They have 1,000 acres in Shelby County. They produce all their own grains. They actually grow different. They actually make brandy as well. They grow their own fruits. So again, a younger, lesser known Kentucky bourbon, but overall, like I said, I think I know in the state of Virginia, the 6-year-old is very easy to find. I've seen that in a bunch of different shelves at a bunch of different ABC stores, but the bottle and bonded and the 4 grain, I have not, or even the red, white, and blue bourbon, I have not seen on the shelves. So that would be something, especially in the state of Virginia, go to your ABC guys and say, hey, I've really enjoyed the 6 year. There's some other pieces and tell them that you like it. And it's amazing that a lot of times they'll actually bring it into the store.
I'm doing the Bourbon Trail in July, so I'll look for the bottle and bond and 4 grain.
Nice.
So what did we come up with as the one we liked the most? Was that the bottle and bonded?
Well, I was going to ask. That was going to be my next question. Great segue, Bo. All the ones that we tasted tonight, and we'll even bring the 6 year in from what we did in the past. What was your favorite? If you were like, here's 4, these are the 4 bourbons you have to choose from. I got a gun to your head. Pick one. What a great get shot or pick one. What would you come up with, John?
I'm bottle and bonded then if there's a gun to my head. Even if there's not, I thought that would still was my favorite.
It was still your favorite. How about you, Bo?
I'm the same. Bottle and bonded. That was the one.
Bottle and bonded.
I liked it the best. Yeah.
How about yourself, Eddie?
You know, I agree, but I think the 4 grain is a very, very close second. I really enjoy the sweetness. As you know, I enjoy sweeter whiskeys, sweeter wines, but I do think the bottle and bond is a little more complex. It doesn't hit you with that sweetness right away, and it lingers a little longer. So yeah, but I would buy both of those bottles.
I would say I'm going to go 4 grain tonight. Of tonight's tasting, I would say 4 grain disproportionately was. I liked it probably a hair more than the bottle and bonded, but I would say the 6 year weeded, just because on the journey it took me, I would say is probably my favorite of the 4. Just for me, it was almost a repulsion of the nose of like, I just don't like that nose at all. To the finish, I was like, holy moly, this is good. So fighting through the nose and then kind of that getting better throughout, I kind of like that piece. So I'm going to go the 6 year weeded is probably
there you go. You went out, you went outside of the bounds of the tasting though.
No, I said of all of the ones we've tasted and the 6 year, I did throw that in there. So I did throw that in there. I'm going to go the 6 years.
You can have some of mine if you want to taste it right now, Brian. Go ahead. I mean, Bo, I mean, either one of you.
I think the key is this is a really good distillery, and they produce some really good whiskey. So, I mean, none of us went on any of these whiskeys below a 3, even including the 6 year, right? Yep. So we were 3+. That's pretty good. If you have 4 different people tasting this thing over the course of time and you taste all 4 whiskeys and you come above a par or above, that's pretty dang good for a distillery. I think they should be
the whole line.
They produce. They should
and
be
especially a young distillery. Yeah.
But overall, I'm like I said, I think I really. So here's the funny part is, like I said, I went to the liquor store. Bo, I did get you that Penelope for you.
You're a fine fella. I appreciate you.
Penelope has a cigar out.
Which Penelope?
Penelope has a cigar blend that just came out. And I bought a bottle of that, and I showed Bo, and Bo's like, "Go get it." I think it just came out like June 5th.
Okay, I don't have that one.
Yeah, so I can go back by the ABC store and see if they got any more.
Eddie, I promise we'll come over and drink it at your place in your shed.
They said it's perfectly blended for medium bodied cigars. They said
I gotta come pick it up anyway, so we'll pick it up and we'll come over to the shack and we'll
there we go. But I also
it's going from shed to shack. What's next? This is a whiskey lounge.
Warehouse.
Outhouse.
Oh, I'm sorry.
outhouse.
Warehouse is
Outhouse.
what I was calling.
Outhouse. Yeah.
No, I also picked up the Willet bourbon because I haven't had the Willet, kind of the one that looks like the pot still bourbon. So I picked that up, and I have to say I wasn't a fan. It was ultra sweet, like almost sickening sweet to me, and it had that little bit of musty flavor to it. So that's why I lit up the cigar last night, because I was like, I need something to counteract that sweetness, and it did a pretty good job. So I actually, the Olivia nub that Eddie gave me some time back. I had that with the really sweet Willet, and it actually
the Oliva
paired really well together.
Yeah,
and they were counter flavors. So I went really kind of medium bodied, bitter, kind of chocolatey cigar with the really sweet bourbon, and it worked really, really well.
So Brian,
I'm not a pairing whiskey and cigar guy. I don't have the skills for that, but I stumbled into something that worked really well for me.
So Brian, in the spirit of the Golf Cask name, with the U.S. Open starting tomorrow, you're going to go around the horn for a who's going to win and a dark horse to keep an eye out for.
Well, you can't say Scotty Scheffler. You just can't say Scotty.
I'm all right. Nobody can take Scotty Scheffler. Anyone besides Scotty Scheffler to win, and then a known or a lesser known name to keep an eye out for.
Eddie's like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What is this U.S. Open?
Eddie, just pick a golfer you've heard of in the last 10 years, and that's good enough.
Tiger Woods is not playing in it.
Tiger's going to win.
He's at home nursing a leg and a back and I don't even know what else is broken on him. All right,
and
John.
An ego
that's right. John, since you threw it out there, we'll give you the whole field. You must have an inside information on that.
I just got some thoughts. On the whole thing.
All right, let's hear it. I'd like to hear.
I'm thinking finally, I think this is the one where Colin Morikawa breaks through and wins the whole thing.
You go to Morikawa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then
I wouldn't have gone Colin. Not
I don't know enough to even bring up a name like that.
Morikawa is good.
The course is set up for his game, for him to be successful in this one here. So, Bo, what do you got for me for the winner?
Holy crap!
Well, who's the outlier? You said also some crazy outlier.
My outlier, I'm gonna get. He's been playing well for a long time. Not a whole lot of people know about him, but Denny McCarthy is definitely an outlier. He can actually do it.
Oh, come on, man! You're the secretary.
Sweet.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, look at what he's been doing. He's been like top 20, top 30 for his last 6 or 7 tournaments. The man, he's ready to. He's going to be up there.
He's also being sponsored by a good friend of ours.
He is sponsored by a good friend of ours. So thank you. You're welcome, Ted. The check goes to. I'll send you my address.
That's right, Secretariat. All right, so you're going Denny McCarthy is your craziness, and then you're going Morikawa is your big pick. How about you, Bo? Give me 2 golfers.
I have no idea, dude. I don't know the outlier. I really don't. I just don't follow it enough. I'll be honest, but I'll go Bryson on my pick.
That's not a bad one.
I know.
That's not a bad one. You don't know any crazy outliers?
I don't know enough for an outlier. I really can't even pick. Shit, you can pick a million names. I have no idea, but I'm gonna go Bryson on the win.
Bryson's not a bad call. He is the defending champion, so that does help. So you really stretched yourself there, Bo.
I went way out bounds. Way out of bounds.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the guy that won it last year. No, that's cool. I can't wait to hear it. In your dark horse, you didn't have a clue?
I don't have a clue. No.
All right. All right. How about you, Eddie?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Golf.
I'm fascinated by John's T-shirt. It says "Call me," but that's all we see for a good time.
Call me?
Anything on the bottom of the T-shirt?
Call me old-fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
A whiskey-based T-shirt. Look at you. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Go.
Nice job. Nice pick, Eddie.
You got to know your audience, baby. Come on.
All right.
Yes.
So-
Do you know what I have?
oh God, no.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Gentlemen, just so we're clear, I don't have to announce it on my T-shirt. I just am a big.
You just am. Yeah.
Like people just know.
Clearly. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go. I would think Scotty is disproportionately should win.
I thought we said we couldn't pick Scotty.
I know, but I'm not gonna pick Scotty. But I'm just saying disproportionately, Scotty. Again, the odds of Scotty winning are really, really good.
Yeah.
I would go of the Live Tour. I think John Rahm would do better than DeChambeau on this golf course. I think this golf course is you cannot spray it at all. And Bryson's pretty straight, but he tends to have one or two rounds where he's less straight. So I'm going to take Bryson out. I think John Rahm out of the Live Tour would have a good chance. So this is a ball striker golf course and has to be fairly long. I would want to say Rory, but Rory will gag it and choke it like he normally does. So I'm going to go, you guys might not know, Ludwig Arbeg.
Oh, yeah.
He's
the Norwegian.
Actually, it might be the Netherlands. He's a young guy. Actually did really well at the Masters, almost won it. And I think he would be kind of a big name, big hitter that could win it. And if we're going just crazy, shit, who would be a funny person that
Rory's actually got a pretty good line on this thing compared to the. I mean, no lines are great, right? Because it's all a chance. But Rory's
I got an outlier for Bo. I'll give Bo an outlier, like dark horse, and I'll give him Lanto Griffin from Blacksburg High School.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Is Lanto in it this year?
Okay.
All
That's
right.
Your dark horse. Watch. Keep an eye out for Lanto Griffin there.
All right.
I'll go for my dark horse. Ooh, God, this is hard. I'll go Sam Burns. He's an LSU grad.
Dude, he just finished. The guy tied for first in the Canadian Open last weekend. That's not a dark
but he
horse.
lost.
Be honest. You just pick the name out of the hat.
Oh, you want to go? All right. How about this? He actually won the U.S. Open a couple years ago, but Matt Fitzpatrick. He hadn't played very well this year. He'd be a dark horse.
So he's an Englishman. Dark horse. That's a definition of dark.
So, as a non-golfer, what is it about Scotty that it just sets him apart? What quality does he have that's just stands apart from the rest?
The dude is a machine, man. He just doesn't miss. He doesn't make any. He makes so few mistakes, and the ones that he does make, he's able to correct and turn into an advantage. I've never seen anything like it.
I would say he's more like Tiger Woods than anyone else has ever been. I think mentally he gets it. Like, he understands that golf is not who he is. Like, he's a very Christian man. He's God driven, family driven, and he plays about. He doesn't care. Like, he's like, I won't allow this to affect me. But on the golf course, he's brilliant. He plays the golf course. If they tuck a pin, he never puts it in a bad position. He always plays to the right side of he always puts himself in a position to play well. And where a lot of golfers just make dumb decisions, he just doesn't do it. But ball striking wise, he's brilliant. Like, he's like Tiger, literally. He hits it better with a driver than Tiger. Hits his irons, I would say, as good as Tiger. I think Tiger putted better. Scotty's kind of an average tour putter. But short game, Scotty's pretty good there too. Tiger was unbelievable. Yeah. So I would say overall, he's positioned right now to have probably a 5-10 year run.
Eddie, the difference would be is that, I mean, if his game is the same as Tiger, is like Brian saying, he's not as flashy and he's boring, like as opposed to Tiger was. I mean, Tiger was very flashy, very demonstrative, and he got the crowd and everything behind him. Scotty is just more. He just does his job, and he keeps winning all the time. But he doesn't pump himself up.
And I would say probably the coolest thing about Scotty is if you watched his golf swing and you watch how his feet move and how he kind of hits it, it's very non-traditional. So when you watch Scotty play, he doesn't look like your average tour pro. He's using the ground perfectly for what he's trying to do, and he's masterful at doing it. But you watch his feet, and he's doing a dance. I mean, he's jumping off the ground. His feet are moving all over the place. So I guarantee you, as he was growing up, I guarantee you there's a lot of pros that are like, dude, we got to fix this. And he actually latched onto a pro and stuck with him forever. And that allowed him to kind of bring what he does. And, I think he's a great example of be careful of what you listen to. Like anything in life, just because it's pretty or it looks perfect doesn't mean it's perfect for what you're trying to do. And I give him credit for not changing those components. And he's phenomenal. I'm going to tell you right now, if Scotty is within a stroke or two coming into the last day, those boys that are ahead of him are sweating bullets because they know damn well, like at the Olympics, what did he shoot? A 64 on the last day and actually won the gold medal. He was like 8 shots back going in the last day and shoots this unbelievable round and actually wins the gold medal. So he's very Tiger in the fact that when he's close, they're all going, oh no. Like we want him to be 10, 15 shots back, like nobody wants to look at the leaderboard on the last day and see Scotty in the lead because he doesn't lose it. And then 2, if he's within striking distance, man, that guy can. But I'm going to tell you, Eddie, you don't watch golf. You need to watch the U.S. Open because that golf course is so hard. The touring pros will look like amateurs.
Wow.
So the winning score at Oakmont, the 3 times that they've held the Open, or the last 3 times, I think 5 under for the whole tournament, won it twice, and then a 5 over, I think, won it. So this golf course has the ability to make the 1%ers of the world of golf look kind of like a mid handicap, like a 5 or 6 handicapper. It's that hard of a golf course. Like I would go out there and I would shoot 120. Like that golf course, I wouldn't break 100, not even. And I'm a low single digit handicapper. There's no way that I would.
That means you and I, Eddie, would be about 125.
Yeah.
And then we'd play the back 9.
Yeah.
So I always say there's 3 tournaments a year I always watch: the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the British Open. To me, those are the 3, and they're all completely different. Like the Masters is pristine, the golf course is perfect, everything is just perfect. Like the visuals, the commentary, it's the Masters is just like unbelievable. The U.S. Open is a bludgeon. They literally want to penalize the pro. Like if you miss the fairway, they just want to penalize you. And the fairways are cut really narrow. The rough is 5 inches deep, and they cut the grass. It's fat. I'm a nerd when it comes to golf. So they cut the grass in different ways so the grass grows straight up. So when the ball goes into the grass, it sinks straight to the bottom. They don't let it grow with any angle, so the ball can't sit on top of the grass ever. So once it goes in the rough, it just disappears. And then all they can do is kind of thrash it back into the fairway. They can't advance it. They go in there with a wedge and hit it 30 yards. That's all they can do. And then they go about their business. And then the British is just the British. It's a links course. It's probably windy. It happens in July, and they're wearing sweaters and hats. So you get just the kind of the full range of golf. So I would say if you're a non-golf fan, I would definitely tune in and watch a little bit of it because it makes really, really the best golfers in the world look kind of average. Overall. Right. So, all right, gentlemen, we've been on for a little over an hour. We'll hit some closings. If you want to hype anything, hype it up. If not, just give us a good night and we'll close this down. John, anything you want to say? Anything exciting you're getting ready to go do this week?
Good night. Go Cowboys.
Good night.
God.
Did he say good night, Cowboys? No chance of winning. That's what I heard. Good night, Cowboys. Bo?
Go Skins, baby. Go Skins.
That's right. Woo. Eddie, anything exciting going on? You selling any houses, anything like that?
You know, I got a listing agreement signed today in Greene County, and you're very familiar with Greene County.
I love Greene County. My golf course is in Greene County.
Yeah, $6 million.
Oh, good Lord.
Eddie,
Well,
next round's on you, brother.
Brian, I didn't know you were selling your house.
We are trying to sell 270 acres in Greene County for $6 million.
Nice. John will buy that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. John, let's talk tomorrow.
Eddie, is that residential or commercial?
I'll Venmo it to you.
Yeah.
Does Venmo bounce?
This is going to be in the kind of the technology zone. So it's a very interesting parcel that the county designated as defense technology to piggyback on Albemarle County and what they're doing. Yeah. So we were finally able to get a listing agreement. So we're going to try to sell this parcel to a developer that will continue to bring defense to our community.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
So, yes.
So if you're in the defense industry or the technology industry, and you're looking at buying or purchasing anything in the Central Virginia area, Eddie's your man.
Call me.
Call me. Four corners. And
not
course,
John. Don't call John. Call me.
Call John. Nobody ever calls John. Don't worry about it. I got nothing exciting going on. I'm finishing up vacation, heading back home. I do have a certification coming in from what I've done this weekend. And needless to say, the golf course is not being certified, but it will have a write-up. But I do have a guy named Fran that writes for the magazine. He is starting to do a lot of the golf courses down in South America. So he lives in Argentina. So he's doing some traveling, and he's going to give us some golf courses in South America and certify that way as well. So be on the lookout for information on South America.
You had a new distiller. You had a new distiller reach out to you too, though, right?
Yeah. We had a Virginia distiller wrote it to me the other day and wants to see how they can get involved in what we're trying to do. And we are slowly growing and picking up people. And magazine is actually doing really well. It's actually beat the opens of the first one.
Very good.
So we're chugging along here, and yeah, life is good. Golf cask is fun. Beats working for a living. So make sure you come find us. October, we have a golf event coming here in Charlottesville. Make sure you mark a calendar on that. It's Halloween through the 2nd, and I have some cool stuff I'm trying to do for that. And if I can pull that off, more to come in the next week or two. It's going to be a really cool event if it comes together like I see it. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun come Charlottesville October-ish. So make sure you join golfcast.com. It's free. There is a free sign-up component. And other than that, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And we'll do this again next week. We actually are doing what are we doing next week? Next week is not golf. Next week, we're going to kick off a new format where we bring your own bottle. You'll talk about whatever bottle you bring into the show, and you'll tell us a story. Whether it's from a magazine, a life experience, something in the realm of, golf cask, right? Golf, whiskey, community, or adventure. So it's pretty broad. Like you can pretty much go anywhere on it. But we're going to bring in a couple people where we'll talk about the whiskey that they bring in and just kind of a story that caught their attention that month or something that they want to talk about. So kind of a little more variety of the show, I think will be a lot of fun. So make sure you be in tune for that next week. And gentlemen, if you guys want to join us next week, just let me know. I might have another golf coach that might want to pop in. So we'll set that up for next Wednesday. So keep me informed if you're available next week, and we'll see you all somewhere on the trail, whether it's a whiskey trail, golf trail, or some other event. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Enjoy vacation. See you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right, gentlemen.